right, guys, I got a question for you. What are elves and what are CACs? CAC.
Well, elves are the little guys that work for Santa.
Oh, yes, that's what I thought.
What do you mean on a real estate list? Well, those are elves, E-L-V-E-S.
Oh,
you mean
okay, yeah.
ELF?
ELFS.
What are ELFS, Jordan?
Electric light fixtures.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And what does that mean? What's that?
That
Why
means
is that important?
All the lights that are fixed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So if it's not, when we're looking at a house, there's going to be lights that are fixed to the wall or in the ceiling. Those would be fixed. Electrical.
And lamps and stuff are not. And then CAC stands for Central Air Conditioning. CAC.
Yes. We have all these
Acronyms
in the industry that confuse people all the time. Right. And we love that because it makes it feel like we're cool.
What's better, the air conditioning now or that new thing that's coming in, or it's already in Europe, that reverse cooling? I forget what it's called.
You mean a heat pump?
Yeah, that's it, the reverse heat pump.
So,
how does that work?
So, well, it's like a fridge, right? So heat pump can either take warmth from the air outside and put it in your house, or take the coolness from the air outside and put it in your house, right? So it can be cooling or heating. It's like a fridge, but it can reverse. Right?
Is that more efficient? It's better
So
for the environment?
the city's saying it's more efficient. They're trying to get people to do it.
There's some incentives for that, isn't
There
there?
are some incentives, but it's all hydro related, so that's the risk there. The other question is also, is it forced air or is it a boiler system, right? So if you have a boiler system, what that means is you have radiators in your house, and typically it's heated by gas, and then they go and heat your house that way. But you will need a heat pump or some kind of external air conditioning.
Do you need a furnace for, do you need a gas furnace for a heat pump system?
No.
No? So you can get rid of your furnace?
You can, theoretically. They'll make you put electrical rad backups. But yeah, so usually you have forced air, which can be gas. It's usually gas.
Yeah.
A boiler, which is rads,
Okay.
which is gas,
Yeah.
or heat pump for AC, and you can do heat as well.
Yeah, heat pump is great, except for the extremes, and this is where the problem.
Yeah,
So
minus
the-
25.
Once you get to a certain extreme at one end or the other, heat or cold, they don't work very well. That's why they won't. In Alberta, they're saying we're never going to do that. In terms of the government programs, and maybe they're right. It does make sense. Here, where it's relatively moderate, or in Niagara region where I'm from, which is very moderate, it might make a lot more sense because you're topping off the extreme ends of it.
Yeah. To your point, Jordan, I mean, I grew up in the Niagara region as well. We had electric baseboard heating.
Wow.
So we never had AC.
Wow, there you go.
Right? So
Well, I grew up in Nova Scotia. We had a furnace that was run off oil.
Yeah.
Right? So you had oil delivered to your house, which you
had that
see
at the
here
farm.
rarely. Sometimes
Rarely, but
you'll
you do see it. You do see it.
I've seen, I think, 3 houses here with oil.
And those extreme ends, you have to have sort of like a backup system. So now you're not going to put in one system, you're kind of putting in two systems.
Oh, yeah.
So
It's just typically
expensive.
electric rad heaters.
Yeah.
It's usually the heat that's the problem.
Yeah.
you just have to look at, you have to study it for your need.
Okay.
Yeah. And it might, for example, you might even offset it with heated floors, for example. So there's different things that.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, and look at the cost, right? Because heat
Yeah,
pumps
so
are
I'm
electrical,
asking
yeah.
you guys because, of course, I'm in commercials, so I
Yeah.
don't understand this, but I'm looking at it because I want to be more green friendly.
Right.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah. The other thing to that is anytime there's a new technology, to cross over into the new technology. So, for example, when we went from radiators to duct system, you had to put in those duct system, which tore apart the whole house.
Yeah.
Do you want to tear apart the,
Yeah.
what is the, it's not the cost to put it in sometimes,
Yeah.
it's the construction costs
Yeah.
that go around that. It's kind of like when you do electrical. Electrician can put it in to redo your electrical fairly cheap. It's patching the walls that's expensive, right?
I hope you found that hugely helpful. If you have any questions, if you want to talk about anything in terms of systems in a home, shoot us an email, info@thinkteal.ca. Thanks, boys.
Thank you.
Don't forget commercial.